morning. Good morning, CSL. Good morning to everyone online. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a special guest today, Sean Schogel on piano, making music with us today with our usual gang of J's. So let's start this morning with a beautiful song written by a friend of mine called Reflections. So, as we sing this to yourself. Reflections of one infinite mind and the power for good in the knowledge of the truth, connected in this circle of light, where the spark of the soul meets the wisdom of the stars. God is in, through, all around us. God is in, through, all around us. God is in, through, all around us. One universal mind.
Let's just take that in. God is in, through, and all around us. There's nowhere to escape. It's like the fish saying, "Where's the ocean?" It's like the bird saying, "Where's the sky?" It's like the earthworm saying, "Where's the earth?" It's like the flower saying, "Where's the nourishment?" It is right where we are. Everything that we need not only is in us, it surrounds us. It calls us forward. It calls us to awaken to what's going on. And what's going on is God is going on. It's going on in our life. It's going on in the life of others. It's going on in the life of the people that we love and that we pray for, and the people that we never pray for, we think. God's going on. And when we open up to that awareness, we see it everywhere. What we look for, what we yearn for, is what is calling us forward. If we yearn for recognition, then that calls us forward, but that's empty. If we look for and yearn for a presence, a power, a connection, then that's what we will be called into, and that's what will fill us. So I bless this time together. I bless the opportunity to recognize the presence that is present. I give thanks that we have the opportunity to recognize the power that is available and the love that heals. Thank you, sweet Spirit, for blessing us this day, whether we are in this room or watching later. The blessing is real now, and so it is.
God is in, through, all around us. God is in, through, all around us. God is in, through, all around us. One universal mind.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Don, one of the staff ministers here. My pronouns are he and him. And it's my privilege to be here to welcome you into this community, to join together this morning. Fall has definitely arrived in the great Northwest. It's wet, it's chilly, and gray. Yay. Okay. I'm from the South, not my idea of the good time. But here inside this room, it is dry, it is light, it has beautiful music, and we are exactly where we want to be. Here in the room, you online, joining together this morning in the Centers for Spiritual Living service to explore and be invited to know greater depth in our lives around spirituality and practical applications. That's what we do, one of the things we do here. Now, doing it in community is really cool. I often say, if it's worth doing with support. We have support in this community. We have prayer practitioners who, by the way, are really fired up. They spent all weekend in a retreat. If you want a good prayer today, this is the day to turn in the prayer request. Join the prayer circle. Online, you can email a prayer request. Please do so. We love praying for each and every one of you and all of you and anything that you would like to be supported in or maybe get rid of. We want to be here. We're here for you. We do in person, we do online. We find ways to make ourselves available. Go to our website, click about anywhere, and you'll find some way to connect. Because connection is what creates community. And we have cards in the seat packs here for you to use. You can take notes, you can put in a prayer request, you can find out what's going on. You can join the community by putting your email address and dropping it in the basket that comes up later, or give it to anybody with a name badge or a stole. We'll find it. And then there's always the registration desk, the center of the universe. Okay. So I just want to thank you for being here. We've got a lot coming up, beautiful music, some great insights, and I am just excited for what's coming next. So again, thank you. See you again next week, or whenever you decide to join up. We look forward to seeing you.
Yes, happy fall, right? Sweater time. So I started out saying, sing this song to yourself. Sing this song to yourself. I am worthy and valuable just because I am. No need to strive or prove anything. I'm part of a greater plan. I'm living on purpose, so full of life, embracing each journey, each joy and strife. I wake up in the morning with a song in my soul, aligned with Spirit's wisdom. I'm forever whole. Love is my compass, lighting my way. With every breath I grow in grace each day. I am living a life of meaning and grace. My awareness expands as I grow in this space. With faith as my guide and inspiration set free, I'm becoming the highest expression of me. Through ups and downs and standing still, I rise. Rooted in the rhythm of the earth and the sky. Gratitude's my teacher, compassion is my song. I embrace my power where I truly belong. Every thought and every action rooted deep in peace, and my heart opens wider as my fears release. I'm living a life of meaning and grace. My awareness expands as I grow in this space. With faith as my guide and inspiration set free, I'm becoming the highest expression of me. With faith as my guide and inspiration set free, I'm becoming the highest expression of me.
Well, that, my dear, is a synopsis of what I want to talk about today, because God's still in charge, and how we could use our faith, or not use our faith, be guided by faith to become the highest expression of ourselves, not change ourselves, not improve ourselves, become ourselves, the natural becoming. But before I talk more about that, oh, by the way, I should introduce myself in case you're new here. I'm Kathianne Lewis, and my pronouns are also she and her, not that kind of matches the he and him. I'm the she and her, and it's my great pleasure, before I start talking, to introduce you two people, Adrian and Jamie Hope. I love that last name. Oh, if you got a last name like Hope, yay. And I think we should have a lot of applause because they're here earlier than normal. So some applause for Adrian and Jamie, please.
Thank you, and I am Jamie, or James. I am the they, them, between the he and she here. Experimenting a little bit with that, but I'll answer to any pronouns. And I am a business owner, a micronutrient geek, and single mom.
I'm Adrian. I use she, they pronouns. I'm 15, and I swim competitively in the fly and play cello for my school orchestra.
And we are the Hopes. Life and science actually forced me to come to CSL because I was not thriving and I was in significant pain. Emotional pain, physical pain, and mental pain. I had spent many unsuccessful decades trying to solve this pain on my own. You see, I grew up in an ultra-conservative religious environment, and many would call it a cult. The blueprint I learned was twofold. One, I was sin itself, and therefore must I atone simply for being. And secondly, I must do everything on my own to ensure my salvation. This isolation would keep me from falling prey to other humans who might taint my thinking or behavior or pull me off track with their extreme ideas. Over the decades of self-isolation, I have discovered 10,000 ways to succeed on my own. And yet, I still had pain. It was this pain that forced me to try something completely out of my element, because of all things, I read that research was proving people who laugh, people who are in community, and people who have loving humans in their lives actually live longer. And I needed this. But how and where was I going to be able to do this alone, find belonging? My childhood trauma backdrop made trying out CSL really hard for me. And so I made a deal with myself. I determined that if I ever felt bad after a service, or if I ever walked out of the building feeling guilty, then I would never, ever return. It's been over 3 years now since I made that deal with myself, and I've taken many classes, gone to CBEC, enjoyed the Better Business Break, and continue to attend services regularly. I've been learning how to think differently, believe in myself, rewrite the future, and love myself the way that Spirit intended. I'm warming up to belonging just as I am for the first time in my life, and that feels pretty radical. I want to break my family's generational trauma history so that I can pass down to Adrienne a new and different blueprint, one of freedom, love, and connection, one that she can heal through and pass down to future generations. Not gonna lie, it's been scary, but it's also been amazing too. I believe it takes a village to raise a child, and together, Adrienne and I need CSL's support, community, and love. And here we thrive. And if you've been here for 4 years or more, could you wave at us? Thank you so much, because you guys are the ones that have allowed us to have chosen family and come here to thrive. So our deepest gratitude. Thank you.
Oh, deep breath, deep breath. Thank you. That made me cry. But luckily, for those of you that might want to cry later, there's always tissues. We're prepared. There's tissues in the backs, seat backs in front of you if that happens. Lots to talk about, but you set us up so beautifully. So obviously, once again, God is the producer of this service together. God knows what it's doing and who it calls and what the subjects will be, because I want to talk about community. I shared this last week, and it's worth sharing again. Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a very, if you're in that kind of genre, a very famous Buddhist monk, said that the next Buddha will not take the form of a person. The next Buddha will rather take the shape of a community that practices understanding and loving kindness, a community that practices a way of conscious living. This may be the most important thing for the Earth's survival. From Christian mysticism, it's said that the Christ will not come again, because a lot of people are thinking, Jesus is coming, Jesus is coming. Well, the second coming will not be through Jesus descending or even another person finally taking on the mantle of the Christ. In true mysticism, the Christ comes back through people, plural, no matter what their pronouns are. So with that in mind, maybe that's why I've been called to talk about trees and the community of trees called a forest. I went to Hawaii, the last time I went to Hawaii, I opened up the drawer where they usually have the Gideon's Bible. Well, they also had parables from Buddha. So I was reading parables from Buddha. Did you know Buddha just told parables just like Jesus? Why? Because it's incomprehensible. The infinite is incomprehensible. The finite mind can't comprehend that which is infinite. I was talking to someone last night, and he says, I just don't get it. I said, of course you're not going to get it. It's spiritual. But you can do it. And out of the out of the results of doing it, you'll finally get it. But too many people want to get it first. How many of you know I'm talking about you? I don't understand. I get it. I don't understand either until I do it. And then it's like, oh, I get it. So it's hard to see through tears. Just a second. So looking at a forest and using that as an idea for the metaphor, the parable that is these next few weeks, today's talk is about it's natural to thrive. A forest thrives. It's natural for us to thrive. And it's easier as a forest for a tree to thrive than if it's out on its own. And I'll talk about that, why that works too. And I also want to put some attention on faith, because a tree in a forest has faith in its community. And I'll talk about why that works as well. I talked about trees last year. It seemed like a year. How many of you have had a year last week? Anyway, I had a year last week, and but so either last week or last year, whatever, I talked about why I like trees so much. You can talk to them and they'll talk back. They're quite chatty. Actually, I've had people say to me after me assigning them to go talk to a tree, it wouldn't shut up. Yeah, it has a lot to say. It's been there. It's an introvert, and it's been thinking and observing, and then all of a sudden you come along and say, what do you have to say? And it goes, wow, I have some things to say. Honestly, I've had that experience. Also, I asked us to notice how it functions. And how it functions is it becomes itself. Meister Eckhart said, the seed of a pear grows into a pear tree, and the seed of God grows into God. And you know what? I love you, Meister Eckhart. You were amazing. But let's rethink that, because I was writing that down and I realized, no, the pear tree grows into God as well, because all creation reflects the essence of the invisible. What creation is the invisible becoming visible. All of it is the glory of God. Whether it shows up as a tree or a weed, yes, the glory of God. Blackberries, the glory of God. I have to take a breath there, but let them go glory someplace else besides our property. But anyway, all of it is the glory of God. You're the glory of God. So this is the message. That was the Jesus message. Greater than these things you shall do also. Has it not been said that you are God's? Come on. Whoa, the message has been usurped for political power and authoritarian power, where all of the real mystics were about empowering every individual to know God in a personal and powerful way. That's the glory of God, and that's what we're growing into. That seed of recognition is within us, and when we allow it to be supported by our faith and the nourishment of that which is around us, we grow into being our magnificent, wild, wonderful, unique, and sometimes wonky self. That's us. Not meant to be like anybody else. Like, I can't get my hair to do what Jamie does. And trust me, Jamie, you didn't see me when I tried. I brought product. Anyway, that's the glory of God showing up. I'm the glory of God showing up. You're the glory of God showing up. You're the glory of God. God's glory shows up in the tree, and it shows up in us. The difference is the tree doesn't fight it. It does what it's supposed to do. It grows up. It reaches for the sun. Its roots reach down to the ground, and it not only provides shade and part of an ecosystem that nurtures not only the foliage but also the living animals that come around it. It is a place where God shows up and creates something beautiful. And the tree's like, yeah, I can do this. Watch me grow. Another thing that I didn't talk about, I mentioned just briefly, is I didn't talk about how they communicate through their root system. Do you know what it's called? It's actually got their root system, their method of communication actually has a name, and it's called the Wood Wide Web. Wood Wide Web. No, honestly, botanists are calling it that because it is so amazing how the root system, through their roots and through the fungus that are fungi. I mean, it said fungi, but don't you think it should be fungus? But anyway, the fungus among us. Anyway, through fungus and root systems, they are communicating. They share resources. They give messages. The way trees communicate through the roots, often called the Wood Wide Web, offers a profound metaphysical message about unity, cooperation, and the unseen intelligence that sustains life. Beneath the forest floor, trees share nutrients, send warnings, and even nurture weaker members through the vast network of roots and fungi. Spiritually, this is a mirror of the invisible web of divine connection that all beings enjoy. Yeah. In the forest, older and stronger trees send nutrients to younger and shaded trees through the root system. This natural generosity mirrors the spiritual law of circulation. What flows out in love and support returns multiplied. This symbolizes the one life, that what is living, everything that's in the forest, whether it's a tree or moss or fungus or mushrooms or the animals that move around, all of that is the one life. And the welfare of the one does contribute or distract from the welfare of all. It's a mutually inclusive society. The forest, like a community, is a mighty support system of divine circulation. Trees send chemicals and electronic signals through their roots to even warn. I love that. You know, like we're drying out over here. Start to reserve. I mean, they tell each other these things. Don't drink up too much water because we're starting to run low. Woo! And trees that have gone through it start to tell the young ones. Wow! The spirit communicates through vibration. And what we can know is that our spirit communicates with each other through vibration, intuition, and resonance. People will feel good here who resonate with this message because they're ready to have this message. People who want another message resonate someplace else. I don't know that any one community is better than the other. I happen to think that this community is more life-fulfilling. I want to just say something because I've had, me on a day with just God changes everything. So I love this. I have it in my journal. I love this symbol. Deeply rooted, always becoming. Transformation happens here. But the thing that I love is the always becoming. It looks like transformation. It looks like transformation when somebody goes from poverty into what looks like a flourishing life. It looks like a transformation. Really, it's a becoming. That was the seed within them anyway. When somebody's isolated and afraid, and all of a sudden they become outgoing and they got friends and they're doing things, it looks like a transformation. It'll feel like a transformation. It's really a becoming because that's the seed that was in them anyway. And the reason I say that is because I want to make it gentler because transformation the word transformation means radical change. And sometimes the ego can go, well, do we have to change? Can't they just change? Can't it change? But if you just realize that it's not change, it's the becoming of who you were always meant to be. It's the God seed within you. That is a different quality of resonance, don't you think? We're just growing into what we were created to be. The beautiful, magnificent, unique, quirky person we were created to be. As we are, we're needed, not as someone else is. There is wisdom and interdependence. The forest thrives through cooperation, not competition. I doubt anyway, just this. And then I'm also loving the symbolism of the roots. The roots represent groundedness, faith, connection with Source, and through Source to others. The more deeply rooted we become in spirit, the more free we are to grow, to give, to thrive. And then when the storms come up, we're not shakeable. There's a certain type of tree that we have in the Northwest. I didn't know that you know this, but we've been watching it happen on our property and other people's property around us. It's a hemlock. And they developed very shallow roots because at one time there was a lot more rain in the Northwest. Have you noticed that? I mean, I know it's raining and we can go blah, blah, blah. Maybe we should stop that because our blah, blah, blah may be creating, really we're in a drought in the Northwest. Not near the rain that we used to have. Cottonwoods and others that really thrived on lots of water and lots of groundwater, they're not doing so well. And so are the hemlocks. Why? Because they evolved having shallow roots that went out this way because they didn't need to go deep because they didn't need the water because the water was right there. Well, they are now, because they have shallow roots and there's not enough water to soak up and keep their roots full, if a wind comes through, they're knocked over. I mean, I'm watching in our neighborhood because we've got lots of trees. Hemlocks are just coming over because they weren't grounded. I work downtown in Seattle. Oh, and I don't even want to tell you because then you'll start guessing my age. But when the Columbia Tower was being built, yeah, it was a while. It took 2 years just to dig into the ground and go out under the city to create the base so that they could make the Columbia Tower go high. So much was not this, it was this. So that when there is an earthquake, which I just was hearing today on the radio as I drove in, probably any time now. I mean, they've been saying that, but it will happen. We've got a fault line out there in the ocean. But anyway, they took forever to do that. Are we willing to do that? Are we willing to go deep so that we have faith that when something happens, we will be okay? And not only will we be okay, we'll be able to help others be okay. Because that's what the difference of a forest and an individual tree out in the woods would do. In fact, actually, there would be no individual tree in the woods because woods means trees. Anyway, in the field by itself. See the difference? Are we willing to go deep? That's building faith. Last week I talked about hope. Hope is what's planted inside of you. Hope's the truth that's in you. Hope is the Spirit of God reminding you of what's possible for you, through you, and as you. It's always there. Hope is something that speaks. And it's been revered by philosophers and mystics for as long as I know of recorded history. It showed up as a parable, we'll call it a parable, a story in Greek mythology, where the gods gave humanity so much to deal with that they knew that if they dealt with it, they would die because they wouldn't be able to go on. And they said, no, there's one thing that will keep humanity alive. And they gave it to them through Pandora's box after she'd released all these famines and other things they'd have to deal with. And it was hope. The reason that we have a country now is hope. The reason most of us exist here is because people someplace on the earth had a hope for their generations to come after them. Hope keeps a tribe alive. Hope gives us a future. But man, if you don't develop your faith, Where will hope go? What will hope be fed on? So we go deep. We put down our roots. Here's some ways to develop our hope. Number 1, let others inspire you. If you were inspired by what Jamie, supported by her prodigy did, I don't know what to say, so we'll just say the child. If you're willing to be inspired by that, that will build your faith. If you were willing to be inspired by Karen's story of getting out of debt, that will build your faith. What are you listening to? Are you listening to people who are succumbing or overcoming? That will build your faith. This is why we have people that give power talks. That they may remind you that if they did it, you can do it, because God doesn't play favorites. God doesn't play favorites. Number 2, keep track of all the good that's happening to you and write it down, observe it, receive it, and pay attention to it. Sometimes people have called them gratitude, journals, but I go beyond that. I have a journal just for miracles. Every time a prayer is answered, I write it down, so that when somebody calls me or wants me to pray for them, I just look at all the times that it worked. I had this wonderful conversation with our teaching assistants before Money Mastery last Tuesday, and we were talking about all the miracles that we have observed because the practitioner body is its own forest, and we're praying for each other. And we talked about this miracle and this miracle and this miracle and this miracle, and it's like, wow, is there anything that can't be lifted up to God and solved? No. But you have to pay attention to that, because sometimes this is the way the brain works. God bless the little brain. Just pet your head right now. It's not you. It's your brain. Your brain has a system for only letting in some information. Why? Because there's way too much information for us to consciously be aware of. We'd go crazy. So the brain says, okay, if this is what you believe in, this is the information I'm going to give you. So what can happen is, if we believe that things don't work, we will take in that information all the time. We will take in the information that doesn't work. And so we can hear it working, we can hear about other people's miracles, and the brain kind of dismisses it. We're consciously aware, and then we dismiss it. We don't let it go in and change the synapses in our brain. But if we start looking at what works and how it works, and that it works often, that part of our brain that filters information will start looking for miracles, and we will start to believe in them. And our faith will become rich just by what we pay attention to. And as we grow deep and we get rooted in divine laws, we do it because we choose to be disciplined. One of the things I talked about on Tuesday was, so many people are spiritual dabblers, not spiritual disciples. Disciple means to be disciplined. We get someplace because of our discipline. If Adrian's a swimmer, she's not swimming once in a while. Yeah, I think I'll take, I don't know if I want to swim that much. I'm sure you'd say it in a different voice, but still. If you want to be a known swimmer, you swim. If you want to develop that seed of God within you into your magnificence, you put your attention on that seed of God within you that is magnificent. And you do everything to increase your faith. And no matter where you are, you can always go higher. See, I think I got faith. I think I speak the word of God. I think my word is the law unto the law. I mean, I think that. And then I was listening to a video by Florence Schivel Shin. I sent it out to some people. I listened to her and I thought, whoa, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 10, I'm a 4 in the faith. Wasn't that? Didn't you just get it that she was the heartbeat and the voice of the presence and the power and the good of God? I mean, boo. So I got some growth to do. No matter where you are, you got growth to do. You have not arrived. We haven't arrived. But that's the good news. As long as God's working us, we're still here. Yay! Okay, so we develop our faith. We keep working on it. We feed healthy ideas that support where we want to grow and what we want to grow into. We support ideas that develop our ability to not only become, but also to receive. Because I played a game with people on Tuesday night about receiving, and about a third had a hard time. The forest would not survive if the trees that needed it didn't receive the nourishment from the trees that were willing to give it. Take a deep breath. We do not, let's see, this comes from Marianne Williamson. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give permission for others to do the same. So some people are shining and some people need to receive that sunshine. We're here to make, the glory of God. So those are the things that I want to say, and now I want to go back to something else, and that is this idea of community. I'm asking you to be a part of this community, to be a conscious part of this community, not someone who comes and enjoys the woods. And I know a lot of people come and enjoy the woods, come and enjoy forever and ever. We're an open forest. We have trails. We have benches. Somehow music shows up. It's good. But I'm asking you to be part of the symbolic forest that the symbolic force of God's seeds becoming and expanding, of being themselves. I would love for you to consider membership that says I'm in. And if you want more information about that, I can talk to you after the service. I'm also asking you to contribute, to consciously say, I will support this forest. During this month, and I got to find all this stuff. This is beginning to look like my purse, which is not a compliment. Anyway, during the month of October, we asked people to fill out an intentional giving card. I'd love for you to do so. How would you like to support this community? Just as in forests, the older trees support the younger trees, there is a percentage, not a large percentage, of people that support this community. I'd like to increase that percentage. There are people that keep the doors open, that keep the music flowing, that keep things going. I'm really grateful to those people, but I haven't let people know that we can accept more contributors. We can accept more mighty oaks in our forests, more, as they call it in this Native American tradition, the grandmother cedars, so that anyone coming in can be nourished, anyone coming in can be shaded, anyone coming in can receive what the Japanese call forest bathing. You just are better because you've been there. If you've walked in the woods, you know that you're just better because you've been there. What I want for this place is anyone that comes in is better because they've been here. I also would love for you to consider being of service, because we have a whole lot going on, and I haven't asked for people to be of service. And we need it. We need more people for hosting downstairs. We need more people welcoming people as they come in. Don Beatty, God bless him, is doing it every time he's here, And sometimes he's the only one. If you're shy, if actually I'm shy, that's the job I would take on, because you'd come to me. That would be delightful. We would love to have more people in service. And just because the world right now needs more forests, there's deforestation happening like crazy. We need more woods. We need more trees. We also would love to have more people in this forest. So invite some friends. Somebody that you know might love to have a connection to something greater than themselves, which they could call the universe or God or spirit or whatever, without the dogma, without having to prove themselves worthy. Somebody might need that. So invite them. We are about God not only doing something for us, but God doing things through us, because we take a stand for what we believe in. Thank you for considering that. So let's just pray now. And a meditation. Imagine that you are the very seed of something wonderful, glorious, and amazing. And that the seed of God does indeed grow into God's idea of you. That you have talents and gifts and interests that only you have. Even if you think you're an artist and there's other artists, nobody would do art like you. No one would do music like you. No one would dance like you. No one would sing like you. No one does what you do. And it's perfect. It is so valuable. God so loved the world that you became. Take that in. And let that hope of your natural and easy unfoldment into your own glorious expression of God, let that take root. And allow yourself to be fed by the faith that is in this room, the faith of people who are naturally becoming, the faith of the people who have been here and gone, the faith of the Netta Holmes, who started this organization over 100 years ago, the faith of all the ministers that followed, and my faith. Oh, I have not as much faith as I'd love. I'm not as powerful as I would like, but I've got faith to share. Breathe that in. Feel it. And grow in it. And so it is.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid, and I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you. silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise you we'll take this world to its feet and move mountains, and we'll move mountains, and I'll rise up, rise afraid, I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you, for you, for you, all we need, all we need, all we need is a little bit of hope, and we have each other. Oh, we will rise, we will rise. Whoa. And I'll rise up, rise, I'm afraid, and I'll rise up, rise like the day, and I'll rise up, I'll do it 1,000 times again and again, and I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, rise unafraid, and I'll do it over and over and over and over and over and over again for you, for you, for you. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday.
Okay, that was amazing. Good song, good lyrics, good theme, good message. Good. Four goods. Four goods. Good accompaniment. 5 goods. And that song is so important because I know that's what it feels like to be a minister, and I think it's probably what it feels like for most of the prayer practitioners in this room, if they would stand up so people can see who you are, the prayer practitioners. You know, what happens is people come to us and we may not be feeling like spiritual, but something happens. Out of the request comes the vision. It's like I can't hear a request and not immediately go into some other mode. Just want to let you know that you can really trust these people. And when they are available to pray with you, I encourage you to take advantage of that nourishment that is in this building and in this philosophy and in this community. So, guess what? There's a few things that I want to call to your attention, and I can't see that screen's not working, but let's see if we've got the man who saves the world. There it is. This movie is amazing. It's right. Well, first of all, it's about a forest, the most important forest in the world, which is the Amazon rainforest, which has been called one of the lungs of the world, of the earth, I should say. Okay. And it's pretty cool. Well, anyway, I watched the movie. I'm promoting it. We're not making any money on it. You have to get the tickets through that QR code, and there'll be flyers out and about so you can use the QR code. I'm just promoting it because it's important. It's important because it's about shamans, it's about people that know things, it's about the earth speaking to those people, it's about gathering people together, it's about shifting consciousness to be more aware of how we're going to keep this earth healthy. I mean, I love it. I encourage you to please be there. And afterwards, they've invited me to be part of a panel that will speak afterwards. And so I will talk about, they've got the rainforest and those trees, and I'm going to talk about grandmother cedars, because that's what the indigenous people of this region called the cedars, the grandmothers. And let's see, another thing that I'd love for you to consider is taking Beyond Limits, because if you're here and you're wondering, what really are they teaching? It was safe. It is. Guess what? It's approved. It's Jamie approved. Got the stamp of approval on Jamie. She did not go away screaming and yelling. So yay! It's safe. So think about this. The Beyond Limits class will start on October 21st, and it's taught by Andrea Weatherhead. And the other thing that I want to just mention to everyone is that now might be a good time to plan, because some of us have to take vacation time and start a savings account. If you have ever thought about going to our Seebeck community camp, where all of the trees get to play together, it really is a wonderful experience. You can play, you can rest, you can learn, you can sing, you can be quiet, you can swim, a lot of good things. So think about it. I'd love for you to consider it. Put it in your calendar. The dates are up there, the 16th through the 22nd, right? Yes. So put it in your calendar, and if you decide you're going to go, the means to get there will start to show up. We decide first, and then the means comes. So those are all of my announcements at the moment. And who has the basket? Yay, thank you. And Jeff is going to bless the offering and the people that come up. So I'd love for you to go into your own heart space and let the Spirit of God reveal to you what is yours to contribute today, what feels right. And from that place, we give. Not to gain favor, not to get approval, not to somehow prove something to ourselves or to others. We give because it's natural. We support what supports us. It's just natural. It is the way that it is. Circulation is a divine idea. So as you have received, whether it's through the music or the message or the messages, then now you get a chance to contribute. And I bless the offering, and I bless the giver, and I bless the gift, and I bless this community. And I'm so grateful that it truly is God's idea. And so it is. Oh, by the way, we're going to have music. And for those of you that are new, we bring the offering up to the basket. Why? Because we do.
And so, beloveds, we come to the end of this beautiful time together. And I want to invite, I'm Marjorie McKinney. I'm a practitioner here, and my pronouns are she and her. We are practitioners, and we are available for prayer. There will be a prayer circle here with Ray. Susan is in the back by the prayer table if you would like to do one-on-one or fill out a prayer request. And online we have practitioners available for the prayer circle there as well. So it is my great delight to invite you to come together right now and remember that we are rooted in love, we are becoming, and we are transformed. And this beautiful opportunity that comes to us as being part of this community, feeling our roots go deep, feeling that web beneath us that holds us all together, that we are nurtured by and we nurture each other. This is the beautiful opportunity that we have here in this community. And I invite you to take that into your heart and take it with you as you leave this place and go back into your worlds, knowing that God is in every place, that God is all, and that solid root that you have connects you to all. And so it is.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And we're going to close out with I Sing My Love. So if you want to stand up, if you feel like standing up, please do and join us in this closing song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember this song?